Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Wendy Chen. It's good to have you with us. In this week's headlines, TIMA members and volunteers in the United States work together to promote a healthy way of living, as well as hold a dental clinic in San Jose. After a severe flooding near Asunción in Paraguay, Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a relief distribution to help 157 affected families. And government officials from the Philippines' Albay province visits Master Zheng Yan in Hualien to personally thank Tzu Chi for its work after Typhoon Durian. First up, in the United States, traditional Chinese medicine specialists have been recruited by Tzu Chi to show community residents in LA and other parts of California how to improve their immune system with massages and Tai Chi Quan. While in San Jose, the local TIMA team recently took part in a Healthy Living Health Fair to give free dental treatment.
Unable to afford health insurance, these San Jose residents wait under the hot sun for free medical consultation at the 7th Annual Healthy Living Health Fair. Tzu Chi's medical team in Northern California joins 8 other health providers at the event as the only organization offering dental services. Dr. Brendan Zeidler, a first-time volunteer with Tzu Chi, is very impressed with how fully equipped Tzu Chi's mobile clinic is.
Just the need to want to give back. I enjoy doing my profession, and I think we're limited in private practice. We're not able to do everything we would like to, just given the high cost of running a private dental practice. So by being able to come here, it allows me to really give back, and it's a wonderful opportunity to do so.
Back at the Tzu Chi Northwest Region Chapter House, Chinese medicine specialist Dr. Wang Shujuan shares with community residents tips on how to strengthen their immune system and liver based on her 15 years of experience in the field.
Use the bone of your knee to massage your calves.
Dr. Wang shows her charges a series of body conditioning routine as preventive care.
Traditional Chinese medicine is applicable to our daily life. By re-examining our lifestyle and listen to our body, we'll find answers to illnesses and allergies. It's no longer about treating where it hurts.
Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, a Chinese medicine specialist who serves with Tzu Chi uses Tai Chi to ease his patients' symptoms.
In Tai Chi, you move up, down, sideways, and forward.
Tai Chi is a form of self-defense training that also helps one relax and regain balance, which is why Tzu Chi opened a Tai Chi class for local community residents to help them rehabilitate their health back to top condition.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia's Malacca organized free medical checkups in the communities of Jalan Malim Jaya and Ayah Kero. Besides the usual checklist, optical and dental examinations are also added for the elderly residents, so they could get the most recent update on their health condition.
To accommodate seniors' early rising habit, Tzu Chi Malacca's community health check event starts at 7:30 a.m. Besides giving height, weight, blood pressure, and blood sugar measurements, this time optical and dental examinations are also on offer.
I'm just checking what's available here. The doctor didn't say much, but I feel much better about my health now.
Here, the doctor showed us how to brush our teeth. The doctor said my teeth don't have problems, but I just brush the deeper corners and make sure to clean out the dental plaque.
Tzu Chi's 2-day health check service is held at Maling Jaya and Ayah Kero. This was also the first health event after Tzu Chi Malacca's purchase of the new optical equipment at the end of March.
I think the checkups are very good because it informs us about our illness and whether it is severe or mild.
A lot of people dread going to the hospital. Whenever a person has an eye problem, he does not dare to tell the family, no, go to the hospital. This health check service is convenient and in the neighborhood, and it's not a hospital, so there's nothing to be afraid of. It helps a lot of people.
Medical volunteers explained the health conditions in detail to pacify worried seniors. A group of students from the Malacca Municipal Medical College also participated in the free health event.
Reaching out to the communities is a first-hand experience. We've learned how to communicate with the patients, comfort their uneasiness, and educate them. It is a great experience for me.
Besides getting their health checked, people also sign up for organ donation.
If a person loses his life but the organs are still functional, then they can be used to extend another person's life. This is a very meaningful thing.
Although Tzu Chi's medical staff are physically tired after the event, everyone is spiritually happy to connect with the communities by taking action in safeguarding lives.
Moving to Taiwan, Hsinchu Tzu Chi volunteers visited the care recipients and for the first time were accompanied by team members. Zheng Zhihong, a team nurse, is also a first-timer at Tzu Chi's home visitation. He said during the visit, he learned that the Buddhist NGO not only provided care recipients with medical support, but also cared for them like family, and that to him is a valuable lesson.
Knowing the volunteers are visiting him, beneficiary Mr. Peng walks down from his house to greet the volunteers. Mr. Peng is a severe diabetic who has no job and only lives on the money given by Tzu Chi. He is very poor and doesn't have the extra money needed to purchase diabetes test strips. A Tima nurse measures Mr. Peng's blood pressure, blood sugar, and kindly reminds him to exercise.
The volunteers taught me how to have a balanced diet, and because of them, I got rid of some bad eating habits.
Today, the volunteers are visiting their care recipients, Mrs. Wan. Different from previous visits, today the volunteers are accompanied by Tima members. Upon seeing the volunteers, Mrs. Wan smiles happily. The volunteers have been caring for Mrs. Wan for more than 4 years, and they have already developed a close bond. Seeing that Mrs. Wan is getting thinner, the volunteers are very worried.
She lost a lot of weight probably because she has nothing to focus on. We recommended that she volunteer at the recycling station since meals will be provided and she can do some charity work too.
To the care recipients, the visit from Tima members and volunteers is a great help. Due to work accident, Mr. Lin is paralyzed and has been in bed for 4 years. Today, a Chinese physician kindly gave him a massage that made him feel much better.
If we can give him a simple massage, the circulation in his body will be much better, and he will recover faster too.
Joining the home visit for the first time, Nurse Zheng Zhihong says he learned a lot at today's event.
Before, we focus more on the medical aspects. This time, we focus more on care with some medical support. In the future, we can invite more volunteers to join our team, and together we can care for more local residents.
With the combination of medical support and home visits, in the future, TIMA members and volunteers vow to safeguard their beneficiaries' physical and mental health.
Hello, I'm Ginger Chang, the host of US Tzu Chi 360. I would like to personally invite you to watch our upcoming episodes on local farming and recycling. We'll cover the DeBase family on their urban farm in the city of Pasadena and then visit our volunteers in Cerritos who are making a big green difference. Please join me and my guests as we cover one of Tzu Chi's fundamental endeavors on encouraging environmental conservation and sustainability. I'll see you soon.
Now to South America, continuous rains in April caused flooding near Asunción, Paraguay, and residents living by the downstream of the Paraguay River were forced to evacuate. Tzu Chi volunteers promptly arrived in Santa Cruz to carry out a relief distribution and helped 157 affected families. The wife of a Paraguay diplomat posted to Taiwan also helped out at the event.
Though it is now sunny in Paraguay, damage caused by April's floods is still evident. Continuous rains have caused the Paraguay River to overflow and flood areas downstream.
Our master, Master Zheng Yan, has brought you blankets and noodles to help. We welcome you.
To help, Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a relief distribution at Gagubami School in Santa Cruz. From Argentina, Zhao Yan Huang is offering his help after attending the recent Buddha Day ceremony. The wife of a Paraguay diplomat posted to Taiwan is also here to help.
Tzu Chi is a very compassionate organization. I'm very happy to be able to take part in today's event, and thank you all for coming today.
Each of the 157 families in attendance received 5 kilograms of noodles and several blankets. Many of the local volunteers who helped out with the distribution also received blankets in return for their kindness.
In Dongguan, a city of China's Guangdong province, Tzu Chi volunteers visited 2 local nursing homes to provide massages and nail treatments to the residents. The visit and companionship brought smiles to the seniors' faces, and many of the first-time volunteers were happy to experience the joy of giving.
The volunteers' smiles and greetings infused the lobby of Zhongtang Nursing Home with energy. Their performance inspired a granny to reciprocate with the Chinese clapper ballad.
The most touching part is whether we sing or perform sign language. The seniors always have smiles on their faces. It is very moving.
The massage, manicure and good company make it a heartwarming experience for both the volunteers and seniors. At Hojie Nursing Home, the volunteers sing to entertain their elderly friends. A hairdresser volunteer describes the service work as something that is very different from having to accommodate more commercial demands in his everyday job.
When I serve customers, it's all about focusing on combining my skill and talent. Over here, although it is purely volunteer work, I feel confident knowing I'm serving others.
Giving a manicure to the seniors allows volunteers to connect with them.
When they talk to me or describe how lonely they are, I think of my grandparents immediately. My grandparents are also in their 70s, but I have never given them a manicure or brushed their hair for them.
At the end of the day, volunteers and seniors bid each other farewell and are already looking forward to their next reunion.
After more than 2 weeks of rain, Tzu Chi volunteers recently visited a senior home in Quanzhou, Fujian on a rare sunny day. In addition to offering haircuts and massage services, a Tzu Chi Care recipient gave a guitar performance to warm the residents' heart with music.
Tzu Chi volunteers visit the senior home on a sunny day and offer haircut service outdoors so the residents can feel the warmth of the sun. After the group dance and the traditional Hokkien song performance, the care recipient played guitar along with the song to share in a universal love.
I'm happy to be here today. I've been blind since I was little. I'm very happy and thankful that I can be here today.
The volunteers line up to offer cleaning services for the senior residents. One of the residents, Miss Wu, sings a song to show her appreciation for the volunteers' visit. sharing a touching moment.
The volunteers came to help us. It is very touching. My own son, daughter-in-law, and grandson don't live nearby. I'm very moved to see what they did for us today. Young people like them deserve my love and care.
This is my first visit to a senior home. I'm really glad to meet Miss Wu. People say I'm a filial person. Now I know I'm not. I need to learn more and do more.
The nurses in the senior home also joined the volunteers to perform a song in sign language. Love connects everyone like a big family. Miss Wu gives blessings for all again on behalf of all senior residents here.
With young people like you, our country will always be young and strong.
In 2006, Typhoon Durian struck the Philippines' Albay province. At that time, Tzu Chi volunteers provided free clinic services and also initiated a relief work program for local residents to rebuild their homes. To express gratitude for Tzu Chi's relief assistance, 3 mayors from Albay and several government officials visited the Philippines Tzu Chi chapter and later Master Zhen Yan in Taiwan's Hualien on May 24th.
At the Philippines Dingsu Hall grounds, Tzu Chi staff welcome a group of Albay province officials with a sign language performance. The officials are here to express their appreciation for Tzu Chi's relief efforts after Typhoon Durian in 2006. Volunteers showed the guests around the free clinic center, second-hand library and the recycling education center in a tour that deeply impressed the visitors.
We have learned a lot today, not just the recycling, but most importantly, the humanistic culture of Tzu Chi. To me, that's very important.
Besides visiting the Philippines Tzu Chi chapter, the officials also went to Taiwan to Taipei's Nehu Recycling Education Center to learn about the process of turning PET bottles into blankets.
Owning the bottle can cut into pieces and melt it into the PET resin.
For these officials, this is their first time seeing how recycled plastic bottles can be made into a blanket. They are very curious, so we have to build on that curiosity and encourage them to establish their own recycling stations. That's very important.
The trip to Taiwan was Tobacco City Councillor Letitia's first overseas experience. She is very surprised that many recycling volunteers are senior citizens.
87 old woman who is really working for the good of the community.
Perhaps the hardworking seniors have inspired Letitia to consider devoting her life to volunteer service after retirement.
I wish if I could no longer a political personality, I want to join as volunteers for Tzu Chi Foundation in tobacco.
After their tour in Taipei, the Filipino officials visited Master Zhen Yan to thank her on behalf of the people of Albay for Tzu Chi's post-typhoon relief efforts.
Back to the United States, the Tzu Chi Academy School in Las Vegas held a Jingsi aphorism contest and a ceremony for students to express their gratitude towards their parents. During the event, students served tea and presented flowers to their parents. Meanwhile, at the local Tzu Chi chapter, volunteers were joined by 25 leaders from various religions. After learning about Tzu Chi's mission, the president of Interfaith Council of Southern Nevada donated money to support the Buddhist charity. He says in the future he would like to bring more people into Tzu Chi.
Second down.
Sincerely paying respect to the Buddha are the leaders from different religions, including Catholic, Christian, and Hindu representatives. After listening to volunteers' explanation of Tzu Chi's mission, everyone is moved.
I've been extremely impressed with the concept that Buddhism is not in the speeches, but Buddhism is in living with compassion.
I would like to say that this organization is the light of the world. Your master is what the world has been looking for in Mary.
To show support for Tzu Chi, the president of Interfaith Council of Southern Nevada donated money to the NGO after chatting with volunteers. Meanwhile, students from the Tzu Chi Academy in Las Vegas are serving tea to their parents.
We serve the tea. Big smile, everyone.
And presenting them with flowers.
Bend your knee. Yes.
Parents and children happily embrace each other and feel their hearts coming even closer together.
Being grateful toward our parents and the world we live in gives us peace and happiness every day.
The students focus hard to recite the Jingsi aphorisms the best they can.
Our Jingsi aphorism is, to be loved by everyone, we have to love everyone first.
The Jingsi aphorism contest not only trains students for public speaking, but also plants the seeds of Master Cheng Yen's wisdom into their hearts.
To promote vegetarianism in government agencies, Tzu Chi volunteers in Xinjiang District's New Taipei City recently prepared 150 vegetarian lunch boxes for the Xinjiang Land Office. Volunteers also seized the opportunity to share the concept of eating 80% full.
Simple ingredients such as carrots and mushrooms can make delicious and healthy dishes with the right cooking. Tzu Chi volunteers in Xinjiang are preparing vegetarian meals to encourage everyone in the land office to eat less meat.
This tastes lighter compared with what we usually eat. When you see the vegetables in a lunchbox, you know it's different from what we usually have. It is more nutritious.
This is Tzu Chi volunteers' fourth visit this year to the government buildings in the Xinjiang district to promote a vegetarian diet. A lot of people have already changed their eating habits thanks to the volunteers' encouragement.
Mondays are dedicated to vegetarian food at the land office. A lot of people are actually enjoying vegetarian food now. Some even try to be meatless on the 1st and 15th day each month. I hope that gradually they can all become vegetarian completely.
Let's promote vegetarian food in our daily lives. It is healthier for us, and we can also do our parts to save the earth. Eating more vegetarian food helps protect the earth, which can be done by eating less meat every day.
Back to Malaysia at the end of the program, Tzu Chi volunteers in Klang visited a local elementary school in hopes of providing scholarship funds to its needy students, who mostly come from low-income families. Volunteers and the school authority together organized an event to help everyone understand how the donations came about. That's all the time we have for. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend. Goodbye.